Scott and I are heading north on a big road trip. We're actually heading to our hunting and fishing conference, but we're towing the jet boat with us. We're going to do some jet boating on the Wanganui River with some other mates. So that should be cool. So Quinny was supposed to come with us, but he's hit the hay with the flu and he can't come at all, so it's a bit of a shame. Here's the big fella's shop. Unfortunately he can't come with us. Our fuel economy's good there now though. There's the Timaru hunting and fishing.
You might have a bit of a bouncy crossing tomorrow.
Yeah, fuck. I'm not good at that either.
It'll get you fit for the rest of the week.
Oh, it'll make me throw up my breakfast anyway. Yeah, I might try and find some seasick tablets before we head over. Is it pretty rough rough up there, is it?
Well, yeah, the crossing won't be too flat, but I think you'll get across. But
So
yeah.
So have we got someone that'll show us how to get up this river?
Yep, we have. I've got one of the guys that's going and boated it before, and then Dan Steele's going to come down. The guy from Blue Duck Lodge is going to come halfway down to the Bridge to Nowhere, which is an iconic sightseeing thing. He's going to meet us there at lunchtime and cook us lunch and walk us into the Bridge to Nowhere, and then we're going to follow him back up the top 60 k's back his way.
Oh, that's pretty cool, eh? So
yeah. So he's going to cater for us. So he'll come down the river, meet us at lunchtime, and cook a feed for all of us, and then give us a history lesson on the bridge, and then take us back.
There we go, Ashburton hunting and fishing. We've already got our fishing licence, so we won't be stopping there today.
well, we just bloody driven through South Canterbury, heading across the Rakaya River, and heading for the big smoke at Christchurch. Kaikoura tonight, so we should get there by tea time. We'll stop for a beer before we get there.
Well, I've been through Christchurch, around Christchurch, so probably more than halfway for today. All going good. Swap drivers. Been sick of the other driver. Just here to get some wine. Cool place this. We've got north of Christchurch. We finally got into some hills. The weather's turned a wee bit sour, but anyway, we're trucking on. We're not too far now. We're not sick of each other yet. Got a few days to go yet.
Early days.
I can see the sea. Is that the same sea as we have down our way, Scott?
Yeah, it is. It's the Pacific Ocean.
Going through the tunnel, which has had extensive damage from the earthquake. She's just one lane, so we've had a bit of a traffic jam. And hold your breath, Scott.
Made it, Larry?
Made it, yeah. Well, obviously, we made it to Kaikoura. This is Janine and Anton's hunting and fishing store. We're staying at their house tonight. And Anton, he's turned out to be a very good cook. We're on the move, up bright and early. Heading for Picton.
Oh, yes.
Heading for Picton, and we're going overseas. Well, this is some of the damage from the earthquake. Probably pretty hard to see on the camera. Plenty of work going on here. It's only about 6:30 in the morning and they're already on the job. Well, this whole road has been built out over on top of what used to be the sea. There we go, there's Don's Marlborough store. They're not open yet. Well, as you can see, we've made it to the boat. In plenty of time too, I might add. Well, they tell us the crossing's going to be a bit rough, so some of us aren't looking forward to that. I've never been on a ferry before. Here we are, Scotty and I and Anton on a cruise.
Going overseas.
Going overseas. It's only 10 o'clock. We're on our second bottle. Well, that wasn't too bad. Not as rough as we thought it was going to be. And this is Otaki Hunting and Fishing. Well, we've got a nice red sky out there tonight. We're not far from Wanganui now. Half an hour or so maybe. And finally, we made it to Clint and Nick's place at about 8 o'clock. Right, so last night we arrived in the dark at Clint's and Nick's place. Stayed the night, well looked after, and today, this day has dawned beautiful. Ready to go, aren't we, Scott?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Anton, is it hurting yet?
It's about to hurt, Larry. We're at $532.
And you're on halfway.
We're halfway.
Well, we're at Clint's Wanganui store. We're all meeting here. There's a couple of Clint's mates brought their boats along as well. I'd say this boat could tell a few tales. It's pretty flash in a day. Mr. Bummy's coming with us on the trip. We've got shares in BP. This is the Wanganui River. It's pretty big. heading about 30 k's up out of town into organise somewhere where we can leave our vehicles.
Yep. Come on. You never back a jet boat up, right?
And away we go.
Stalking the deer in the back blocks, seeing the ducks flying, casting the fly to the trout houses, hearing the dogs closing. Out there doing it, out there doing it, hunting and fishing right here, my friend. Out there doing it. Scream of the reel as the snapper hits the perfect line of sight. Smashing the bush, trying to make the rich man, everything's alright.
We're just going to head up the side river. We're going to see where it takes us.
Through the scrub at the break of dawn, downwind and out of sight. Bailed him up down the stream bed's bend, rock hopping, fishing at night.
The other boys have gone up further to see what it's like upstream. I reckon it just goes on and on and on. Righto, onwards and upwards. Right, so we've Been going a few hours now, and we've stopped at this place where we are going to get a guided tour to the bridge to nowhere.
Again.
So far so good, Chris.
Oh.
Are we there yet?
There's always one fucking tourist. Well, after the First World War, the returning soldiers were given some land to turn into farmland. They said, there you go, that's yours, go and chop the trees down and turn it into farms. And this bridge was built by hand to give them access.
There's photos of it in early days just covered in scrub, this bridge. So it was, and it was almost rediscovered.
What's happening there? Well, we've had tomato and lettuce sandwiches on the bridge to nowhere. We had eggs, green eggs and ham from Sam I Am. But we're heading back to the Wanganui River now, and we're going to head to up to the Blue Duck Lodge. I've got a very gay friend of mine, Scott, here. He's been very flamboyant with a 1962 Stony Creek logo on his jacket. Not sure why he wore that, but
as opposed to a... Well, apparently we're only halfway, so the boys are just topping up a bit of fuel just in case. Well, we've made it to Blue Duck Station. This is where we're staying tonight. The boys reckon we've done 162 kilometres. That's our spare fuel. Right, well, Dan's now taking us over to where we're staying at the Blue Duck Lodge. That's where Quinny didn't come in. Quinny.
Bridge is all bent and twisted. See that big bend and curve? That's the flood's coming over the top.
Here we are, home sweet home. Well, this is a pretty cool place. It's the old shearer's quarters, and it's all been done up tastefully with native timbers. It looks more than comfortable. Dan and his family are very proud of the Blue Duck Station and this area. It's full of history.
What do you reckon? Pretty cool. Nice place for the middle of Cheers, Scott. Oh, cheers there.
Well, we've got a gourmet chef on site, and as you can see, the food is delicious. We're going to round off the night with a few beers around the big bonfire. Good night. One big lazy bastard still in bed.
Can't be like that, Larry.
Sleep all right, Chris?
Yeah, ready to go again, Larry.
Well, it's about 6 o'clock and dawn quite clear, a bit cloudy though. Some of the boys will be a bit slow getting up today. Some guys had a bigger night than others.
Right, so we've all got out of bed this morning. Scott's a wee bit dusty because he was snoring all night and kept the rest of us awake. We're about to head off to breakfast and then back onto the river. Our farm tour first, and then back onto the river, heading for home.
Well, Clint?
Well, we're in the shit of it. Hey, shit happens, if it's happened.
So just a rope block and and then all you do is pull around the...
Well, this morning we have got issues.
No, I've got a... 1, 2, 3.
Matt, no stay out of the way of that block, mate.
Just bring that one here down and haul off around the street.
with the locals, we've got it floating. That's a start. So the plan is to tow it around the river up to a landing, tow it out on a boat trailer and try and get it going. Well, after a bit of consideration, the plan has changed. We're going to leave it here and come back and pick it up at the trailer some other time. Well, here we go, 160 odd k's back downstream. Here we are, back to base without any incidents. That was awesome. Well, that was a trip I won't forget.